So some of them would have been home. They would have gotten out there and headed for a bus.
What kind of stuff was your captain doing that was funny all the time?
Oh, well, he's always, giving commands, and the way he'd give them, he'd talk, before he'd give his command, he'd be talking about some things, and then he'd just jump right into the command. And it was, he was a real cargo. He was our captain on the Ranger too.
Did you know him very well?
Oh yeah, well, see when I got off of the Ranger, I had just been captain's orderly for, I guess, a month or month and a half or something like that. And when the captain, the first day, the boy got sick that had it, and or something happened. And anyway, they called. I was standing right there at my foot locker, and it's right above the door. It goes into the Marine captain's office. And he says, "Kelly, we need you to go up to captain's office. The guy up there had to be relieved." So I went up there, and when the first time the captain gave me something to do, he said, I need the captain of the gig. That's his boat that goes, he'd go back and forth, and that was in I guess we were tied up at the dock because he wanted him. Well, we might have been coming in, but coming into San Diego to the dock, because he always got his boat in the water before we got around to the dock, and he was on it, and he'd wave at us as he went by going home. And that was Captain McCain. And the man that ran for office, McCain, that was his daddy.
That was John McCain's dad?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but when I had to go to, I'll tell you what I told him he asked me if I knew where to find the captain of the gig, and I told him no, I didn't know where, but I know how. So I just called the officer of the day and told him the captain wanted the captain of the gig to lay down to his office. And boy, he was down there, just came down right in a minute. He knew what he was waiting for the call, because he knew that he'd have to go get the gig and get him ready to take him to shore where he did his
Wow.
go home.
So did you ever meet his son, John McCain? Did you ever see him ever?
No, I never met John McCain then, but I knew his daddy. And see, his daddy he was the captain of the Ranger at the time I was on it. But when he went back to the West Coast, he went back over there as captain of the, or admiral of the West Coast troops or Navy.
Wow.
So he was a pretty recognized man in the Navy, you know. And when I got ready to go to the hospital, I had a place right here on my leg that was it was a growth that grew out from the bone, and it grew out and had a wing over on each side, and that bone, that muscle would, every time I bend my knee like this, well, it'd go over that thing, and they told me that if I hadn't had it fixed one day, I would have broken that would have cut that muscle into you know, that you raise up with. But I told the captain that I was going to have to be gone to the hospital for a few days, but I sure would like to get back aboard ship, finish my sea duty and foreign duty. I like to be in the captain's orders. And he said, well, I can take care of that. So he wrote a letter to headquarters Marine Corps telling them to send me back aboard the Ranger when I got out of the hospital.
He was a nice guy.
He sure was, yes. And the captain of our unit, you know, the Marine Corps unit, wrote a letter, sent it in too. And
So you got back on that ship when you were done with surgery then?
oh yeah, no, I didn't get. The thing is, I'll have to tell you about that too.
Yeah.
As we were, as I, you know, time got over there, and a week went by, and another week came by, and I still hadn't had surgery. And I was over there a little over a month before I could go back. But there was a ship at Cuba that run aground. Yeah, there's well, anyway, one of the smaller ships, one that goes out, you know, the guards for these big ships. I don't know why I can't call the name of them. But anyway, one of those run aground, and they had to take it over to the Navy Yard there, Charleston Navy Yard. And when time came for me to get out and be released, the Ranger had gone to Cuba. Well, the Lord he had a hand in doing that, because I wasn't supposed to go back towards the Ranger, and I'd already served my time there. I was ready to go somewhere else, you know, and that's before I had met Jeannie.
So after that, you met your wife?
I had just met
Oh.
her. I just met her before that, about a month and a half or so before that, because she and her friend came over to the hospital to see me, and it was getting about time for traffic to start getting bad, going around the toll road, the free road. And so I gave them a quarter to get right so they could drive across the bridge, you know. Yeah, they decided they wanted to do a Coke, so they spent a nickel for the Coke and didn't have enough money left to pay the toll road fare. So they went around the bridge and around to the free road anyway.
So what'd you do after you got out of surgery?
What?
What was next after you got out of surgery?
Well, the next thing after I got out of surgery was going down to see. I got on an oil tanker. That was the first transportation to Cuba to catch the Ranger. See? But I couldn't have caught the Ranger anyway. Because that was during our getting ready for war, I guess. We hadn't really started much, but all the ships had to have a full crew every time they left port. So they needed to fight. They could fight.
What year was this?
It was in 1939.
1939.
Mm-hmm. And when as we were going down to Cuba, as we went by Charleston, South Carolina, he says, you know, your ship is just 20 miles over there, but I can't take you over. But he took, we went down to Key West, the chain of islands down, you know, goes down at the end of the land. We went down there and unloaded what fuel he had for them, and then he went to Houston and loaded up fuel to come back to Cuba, the troops down there, and when he got there, the captain said, if you can get the first sergeant to give you a pass or a transfer to come back to Norfolk, the Rangers in Norfolk right now. And so I told the first sergeant that, and he says, no, you can't do that. Says, you came down here to catch the Ranger. And he figured I'd be stuck down there for 2 years, see? Well, that was probably, see, I got out after Christmas. Just about, it was right at Christmas anyway. So by the time we got back and down to Cuba, it was probably in January, and in 1940, and we about a month and a half after I got down there, there was orders came in to ship me to the Navy Yard in Virginia. That was where I was when I met Jeannie. We were in the Navy Yard. But, you